So the first person we're going to speak to today is Richard White, who's a colleague of mine. Hi, Rich. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you.
Good, excellent. So I'm just going to go straight into this. So can you tell us what your job title is and what you do in a standard day?
Ooh, okay, so my job title is Marketing and Communications Coordinator for the University of Cambridge Museums. It's quite long, but there's people in our world with longer job titles. And my general day is working with the University of Cambridge Museums team to help promote the activities that the museums and the Botanic Garden get up to sort of help us welcome audiences into our museum spaces and to discover the super wonderful things that we do.
And they are super wonderful.
Mhm.
Good, excellent. And out of interest, have you always wanted to work in a museum?
No. So I was thinking about this, like, I just didn't know I always wanted to work in a museum.
Good answer.
I always wanted to be an artist, a painter. I wanted to be in a studio in the middle of nowhere, just, being creative. But instead, I ended up doing all sorts of different jobs and ended up now in the world of museums, which is a wonderful place to be.
Right answer. So to where you've got now, what was your educational pathway? How did you what education did you go through to get to where you
Uh, Yeah, so I kind of, going right back, okay, GCSEs, meh, I kind of averaged my way through those. The best thing I was at, the thing I was best at was art. And then I decided to do an advanced GMVQ in media studies.
oh,
And rather than going to the sixth form in my secondary school, I decided to go to college in Exeter, which was like no one else in my sixth form did that. I just decided to do it. And on reflection, it was a massive mistake because I always liked my kind of comforts really and being in surroundings I'm used to and familiar with.
mm.
And so as a result, although I enjoyed aspects of media studies and I learned a lot, in terms of filmmaking and stuff like that, I totally failed at it. I
Okay.
did really bad, and I sort of kept it hidden away from as many people as possible until the day came where everyone realised I was failing badly.
Mm.
And as a result, I got really lucky. I managed to fluke my way onto a foundation in fine art, purely off the back of some drawings I'd done in my spare time, and that got me on the pathway to just focusing completely on drawing and painting, and then going to university and doing a degree in fine art there. And as a result, obviously wanting to then just be a super famous artist, but not quite getting there, but still continuing with the drawing here and
Brilliant.
there.
What experience of work did you have before you got into this job?
So I had quite a varied experience from back when I was like 16, when I was in my college years failing. I worked in a warehouse doing a lot of just lugging stuff around, doing all sorts of stuff there. That was very physical sort of, kind of work. And that led on to all sorts of bizarre things because that company, they happened to be in the dog world and cats world. They produce products based on those things, and I kind of stayed in touch with them. And so when I was doing university and things, they used to go to Crufts in Birmingham, NEC, and sell their stuff there. So I used to promoted from being a warehouse worker to selling their doormats with dog faces on at Crufts, and that was really good, and it was really good money for me as well because I was at university spending it all. Um, so I did that kind of thing. I did loads of temping work when I finished university, all sorts. I used to sell and buy plane parts at Stansted Airport.
Did you?
I used to. I know that sounds. We should have talked about that,
We
given
should
your
talk.
aviation interests.
Yeah.
And I worked in like a post office for a while, different temping roles,
Yeah.
and then I got lucky. Really, I wanted to work in the arts. I always knew that, and I managed to get a job as an administrator in communications at Arts Council, based in Cambridge. So Arts Council England East. And so that was my sort of first pathway into communications and into the sort of creative sector. And so I worked for them for sort of 4 years, kind of learning the trade, but decided it's really interesting there because you get an overview of all the different arts organisations. I decided I wanted to work in one of those. So I ended up at Writer Centre Norwich, now known as National Centre for Writing in Norwich, and did marketing and communications for them for a good 5 years, meeting all kinds of super famous writers, which is cool, and doing interesting things. And then obviously the opportunity came up at the museums to continue that kind of communications pathway. So that's how I ended up there.
So varied. My goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know any of that about you, which is fascinating. For me too. Thinking about the role that you're in now, what are the most important skills and attributes that you need to do your job?
So communications, that is my role, and communicating well with people is really important. And I'll admit, it's not something that came naturally to me, really. Like, I quite like keeping myself to myself, but in this role, it's so important that you're talking to people and you're sort of sharing the different things you're working on. You're getting expertise from other people. Other people know all sorts of things, it turns out. And so it's really been sort of, open to those communications and that kind of stuff. Being determined as well, really, because I think, when you work with lots of different people, all sorts of new things open up, but also sometimes things can become quite hard. When you have interesting ideas or projects you want to work on, you've got to be determined to kind of push through anything that might be blocking that pathway. So that kind of thing. Creative as well.
Creative.
I think if you can be creative as much as possible, willing to try things out, because it's too easy to kind of stay on the straight and narrow and to stick with the safe stuff. The more exciting things happen when you try something new and different.
Wise words, Richard. Wise words.
Thanks.
Just 2 more questions, if that's okay with you. What do you enjoy most about your job? And maybe if you want to answer it, is there anything that you dislike about your job?
Okay, the thing I love about my job is the museums and the Botanic Garden and the incredible collections they have. And I'm really fortunate because my role, given that it involves so many different aspects, so it could be sort of press related stuff or really sort of unearthing stories that we can then sort of share on social media or on blogs and that kind of thing. It means that myself and many of us in the team get to go behind the scenes and see some of the incredible people we work with, the incredible stuff they work on, and stuff that's like so massive, hugely historic.
Yeah.
And me, talking about the pathway I went on, where I was failing here and not doing so well there, and to end up where I am now, and at the University of Cambridge, that quite famous place, and they're letting me go behind the scenes and see all of this stuff and sort of share it with people. That is easily the coolest thing.
It is special.
It's really special. And stuff maybe I dislike. It's good I'm thinking about this.
Bring out of your time.
It's so corny, isn't it? But there's nothing I hugely dislike about my work. It's good. It's fun.
Nice. That's nice to know. Nice that you don't say your colleagues. And just finally, what do you know now that you wish you knew before when you were younger with regards to work?
I think it's a confidence thing, really, more than anything else. I think everyone would suffer from this when they're younger. It's a lot to do with inexperience, and it's a lot to do with just general confidence of, it's really being confident enough to sort of speak out when you feel, you know, I've been sat in so many meetings in the past where I was thinking, oh, I'm not sure I agree with that, or I've got something really valuable I could add here, but I don't quite feel confident enough to put my opinion across because there's people in the room who are, you know,
Yeah.
more experienced or have been there, you know. And so I think it's that if I was talking to my younger self, I would say be confident and, you know, and speak your mind, because no one's going to shoot you down. And if they do, you know, you'll find support. But yeah, it's just, that's the thing really. And to sort of probably try harder as well.
Brilliant.
When I was younger, I didn't try hard enough.
I think very few of us did. Rich, thank you so much for your time. That was really great. I really appreciate you talking to us. And I've learned stuff about you that I did not know before. And I hope that some of the young people and students listening into this or watching in on this will get something out of it as well. So thank you very much.
So do I. Thanks, Nikki.
Bye.